You recently co-authored the Bonfire Moment book. And would you say that if you had to summarize your book to a main point, would you say it would be that startup founders need to stop ignoring people issues in favor of technical, financial, strategic issues?
100%. In fact, what would have been a subtitle of our book was why building teams is harder than building tech. And we make the case in the book around why it's often ignored for tech because tech is frankly more exciting to talk about. But B, that it's just as critical, in fact, more critical to the success and survival of a startup, that they get the people stuff right.
And it is, of course, not just specific for startups, but it is also an issue that is overlooked within large organizations. You can also, if you think about what makes a very successful leader, even within a very large organization, it is often the soft skills that get them very effective, because technical skills at some point can only take you up to a certain point.
Yeah, it's the soft skills that allow you to scale your team and scale through yourself. And so, we talk about, and highlight some of our most effective founders that we've come across in our book, and different tactics and things that they've done to sort of help scale a culture and scale themselves throughout a growing team that's growing often quickly. But same applies to larger companies as well. If you're going to be a larger manager or a larger leader with a growing team, larger org size, et cetera, you're getting the soft stuff, the communication, the people side right. Especially up front is really important.
I want to say something about this idea of soft skills. I think, to Josh's point, I think it's interesting the choice of words we use as well, right? It's soft, therefore it's maybe not hard or difficult or challenging. And we often say something like, and we write this in the book, we often say something like, oh, it's not rocket science. What's ironic is that as a humanity, as a species, we're actually really good at rocket science. We can launch, a rocket to the moon and land within like 2 kilometers of our estimates. But we're not that precise or that good at the people stuff, unfortunately. In fact, the very rocket scientists that try to do this work are pretty, terrible at the people stuff. And so while I acknowledge that that's the language we use, like there's something incredibly hard about the soft stuff.
Mm-hmm. You're so right. Such a good observation. Why are we calling it soft skills? And you can see it everywhere as you're developing yourself as a leader. I remember during MBA, for example, everyone is looking down on developing soft skills, not realizing how crucial it will become the more senior they become. Yes, when you're junior, it's not that important. You can get by with very good technical skills. But then once you get to more and more senior levels, you're dead if you don't have good soft skills.